Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. I would like to say thank you for coming to my presentation. It's great to see you all. Right now, me and partners will discuss about definition and elements of poetry. But before we start our presentation, let me introduce my group. My name is Aisyah Shahida Jawahir with student ID 2101808.
I am Ahmad Islami Fadil with name 210188045.
Aisyah Ramadan.
I'm Akhlakul Korea.
Maybe the Aisyah signal is bad. Now we move to Aisyah Nurul Izati. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Aisyah Nurul Izati Kamila with ID students 2101 15 80 and 47.
Kori.
I'm Akhlakul Korea with student ID 21.
Okay. I think that's enough for our introduction. Now let's start the presentation. The first topic we will discuss about the definition of poetry. This topic will be explained by myself. Definition of poetry. Poem or an arrangement of words written or spoken, traditionally a rhythmical composition, sometimes rhyme, expressing experience, ideas, or emotion in a style more concentrated, imaginative, and powerful than that of ordinary speech or prose. Some poems are in meter, some in free verse. What is poetry? Poetry, it is word arranged in a rhythmic pattern with regular accents like beats in music and words which are carefully selected for sound, accent, and meaning to express imaginatively ideas and emotion. Each poem has rhythm, melody, imagery, and form. So poetry or puisi in Indonesia biasanya digunakan untuk mengeluarkan apa perasaan emosional dari diri manusia tersendiri. Yang biasanya manusia itu jika tidak bisa menuliskan, jika tidak bisa mengeluarkan rasa emosionalnya, mereka bisa melakukannya dengan melalui puisi, namun dengan aksen tertentu atau dengan suara-suara tertentu dan tentunya puisi tersendiri memiliki makna. Next. Definition poetry according to expert. Prose, words in their best order. Poetry, the best word in the best order. This definition by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Poetry is the art of uniting pleasure with truth. The definition by Samuel Johnson. Poetry is the synthesis of hyacinths and biscuit. This definition by Carl Sandburg. Poetry is at bottom a criticism of life. Matthew Arnold. Poetry is just the evidence of life. If your life is burning, well, poetry is just the ash. Leonard Cohen. Poetry is bones with ideas, nerve, and blood with emotion, and all held together by the delicate toe skin of words. So that's the definition of poetry according to the expert. Now we will move to the next topic that we will discuss about elements of poetry. The first element will explain by Akhlakul Qari'ah.
Okay, let me. Okay, let me to explain element part. Number one, rhythm. The word rhythm is derived from rhythms Greek, which means measurement. Rhythm is a literary device demonstrated the long and short pattern called string unstressed syllables, particularly in phrase form. Type of rhythm. Number one, EAMD. The length is pattern of one unstressed syllables followed by one stressed syllables. As in word, enjoy. The most common rhythm pattern it is made by alternating unstressed and stressed syllables. Number two, trousseau. The trousseau is the one stressed syllables followed by one unstressed syllable, as in the word conquer. Number three, spawn. Spawn is made of two or more consecutively stressed labels. This combination gives a poem a sense of urgency. Number five, anapes. The anapes is a combination of two unstressed or of syllables followed by one stressed syllables. Take this poem, the north. The first two syllables are unstressed, with this final syllable is stressed. Number five, dactyl. The dactyl is the opposite of the anapes in the one stressed syllables followed by two unstressed syllables. The phrase fly away.
Next material is imagery. What is imagery? Imagery is its poem also uses imagery which is produced by figures of speech. These take many forms, but all are rhetorical methods which affect the literal meaning of words. Let's start by looking at single words which appear synonymous. The first, dumb, stupid, slow, uneducated, ignorant, obtuse, dense, smart, clever, shrewd, brilliant, intelligent, with it, cagey, skinny, slender, thin, emaciated, scrawny, litty, lean, underweight, fat, chubby, plump, corpulent, pudgy, Junos, exotic, overweight, home, house, shack, bungalow, mansion, crib, bed, hut, quarter. Imagery is the use of figures of speech which are concrete. It always refers to a sensory experience. The sun perceived by the sense is concrete. The enlightenment associated with it is abstract, perceived by the intellect, not the sense. Thus, we have the image of a peacock which serves as the vehicle of the comparisons. Its depth or meaning may be something abstract, like vanity or beauty, but the image must be concrete. Generally speaking, there are three kinds of figures of speech: comparisons, substitutions, and ambiguities. The first, comparisons. Analogy, a comparison of two things alike in certain aspects. A simile is an express analogy. A metaphor is an implied one. Metaphor, two unlike things compared directly, implying several similar qualities, such as the river is a snake which coils on itself. Simile, two unlike things compared using like or as, implying only one similar quality, such as the man perched like a hungry lion. Personification, giving human qualities to inanimate objects or non-human creatures, such as the trees dance in the breeze. Apostrophe, addressing some abstract object as if it were animate, such as a word, tell me thy pain. Thus, it is a kind of personification. The first allusion, referring metaphorically to persons, places, or things from history or previous literature, with which the reader is expected to have enough familiarity to make extended associations, such as the new kid is as mean as Grendel and twice as ugly, or he must think he's some kind of Superman. Allegory, a form of extended metaphor in which objects, persons, and actions in a narrative are equated with meanings that lie outside the narrative itself, such as every man. Special kinds of allegories include the fable and the parable. Conceit and extended or elaborate metaphor which forms the framework of an entire poem with all comparisons being interrelated in some way, such as What is Our Life by Raleigh. Symbolism, the use of one object to represent or suggest another object or an idea. Thus, a rose might be used to symbolize the loved one or love in general, depending on the context. And the second, substitutions. Metonym, substitution of one word for another closely related word, such as the pots bowling or the White House announced. She knocked those substitution of part for the whole, such as all hands on deck. Synesthesia, substitution of one sensory response for another, or the concurrent stimulation of several senses, such as a blue note or cool green, or the blind man turned his face to feel the sun. And next, ambiguities, hyperbole saying more than is true, and over-exaggeration such as he wore his fingers to the bone. Meiosis saying less than is true, and under exaggeration, such as the reports of my death have been exaggerated. Irony saying the opposite to what is true, such as what is kind. Antithesis using contrast for an accumulative effect, such as man proposes, God disposes. Oxymoron and antithesis which brings together two sharply contradictory terms, such as wishful, little big man, eloquent silence, and loving head. Litotes, a form of understatement in which a thing is affirmed by stating the negative of its opposite, such as he was not unmindful, which actually means he was mindful. Paradox, a statement which, while seemingly contradictory or absurd, might actually be well founded or true. A logic twice, such as everything I say is a lie. Find a play on words based on the similarity of sound between two words with different meanings, such as she offered her honor, she honored her over, and all night long he was on her and of her. Neologism, a word concocted for deliberate effect, such as slitty from litty and slimy, plumious, plumious from farming and furious. Some such words actually become a part of the language, such as smoke, bronze, or model, sometimes called a coin word or a portmanteau word.
Okay, we next to the next topic about melody. This topic will be presented by Aisyah Ramadhani.
Poem has melody, i.e. sound. A poet chooses words for their sound as well for their meaning. Rhythm, of course, is a kind of sound device based upon pattern. Euphony, or literally good sound, and cacophony, literally bad sound, contribute to producing melody, or a musical quality in verse. The second is rhyme. Rhyme is where two words have the same sound, less accented vowel preceded by different consonants, such as single or masculine rhyme. For example, dame and same, laugh and dove. Second, double or feminine rhyme. For example, napping and tapping, weather and hither. Mournfully and fully, furious. Rhyming terms include a side or I rhyme, in which two words look alike but don't sound alike, such as laugh and joke, daughter and laughter. The second is slant or imperfect rhyme, which two words are nearly rhyme but have slight variation in vowel sound, such as lake and fate. For note, sometimes what is now a side rhyme was once true rhyme, but pronunciation differently have occurred, such as again and rain. The third is identical rhyme, in which two words are spelled differently but have same pronunciation, also called homonyms, such as two and two, right and right. Uh, Four is and rhyme, in which the rhyming word occur at the end of line of poetry. The last one is internal rhyme, in which the rhyme occur inside the line, such as let's beat the heat. Besides rhyme, poets also use other sound effects, for example, alliteration, in which the rhyme occurs inside the repetition of similar speech sound in closely associated word or syllable. There are three kinds of alliteration. First, consonantal alliteration. For example, Peter Picker picked a pack of pickled paper. Second, vowel alliteration. At alliterations are full, it is often an occasional ornament in prose. The third, internal alliteration. For example, the moan of dove in immemorial elms and murmuring of innumerable bees. The second is assonance. Assonance is repetition of identical vowel sound in syllable and have different consonant sounds such as leg and fake, or in Sanadu dit Kubla Khan, which repeat only vowel sound. The third, consonance. Consonance is repetition of identical consonant sound in syllable that have different vowel sound, such as bill and ball, or burn and burn. The last one is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is the use of words which sound like their meaning, such as hiss, murmur, buzz, and so on. A really skillful poet may merely use the S sound in a poem about a snake, rather than the word hiss.
Okay, I will explain about form. The form of a poem is how we describe the overarching structure or pattern of the poem. Some forms of poetry must stick to very specific rules about length, rhythm, and rhyme. A poem's form refers to its structure. Elements like its line length and meters, stanza length, rhyme schemes, and a system of repetition. There is such a vast difference in the following arrangement of words that the very meaning of the words is changed. Here we can see the difference between prose and poem. Prose look like a paragraph. Meanwhile, in poetry, we just write some words in one line. Like in first line, it write just star, and then the next line, if you are, and the third line, a love, compassionate, and so on. Next. Okay, it's the poetry structure. Poetry consists of words, lines, stanza. Stanza is a group of lines that arrange together in requiring pattern of metrical length and a sequence of rhymes. And the last, it's the canto. Canto is a subdivision or part in a narrative or epic poem consisting of 5 or more lines such as a stanza, which could also be a canto. The word canto originates from the Latin words cantus, which mean a song. I think that's all about form. Back to the moderator.
Okay, that's all that we can presentation about definition and some elements of poetry. I think that's enough. Thank you very much for you who watching our presentation. May all those of you will understand about it, and may all those we have shared be beneficial for all of us. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.